Hello, my name's Brian and welcome to Overland Calling. Today I'm going to be taking you through on my, how do I live on the road series, Meet Mad Max. I'm going to be going through my camp kitchen setup. So I'm losing daylight fast, so let's get moving. Big ticket items. That is a 5-pound propane tank. Which hooks into my cook partner stove. Had this for 4 years. Sucker's been going strong. It has seen better days. I pretty much, when I'm out on the road, I keep it in the back of my truck, open air. I don't know that I'd recommend that. So it opens up into a very dirty 2-burner stove. In case you're wondering why you shouldn't keep it out in the elements, it's for these burners right here. These things start to rust over time. 4 years, I think I'm going to have to get a new one. Next up, because I'll forget about it when I set all my stuff on it, just a cheapo cutting board from Walmart. Works like a champ. I do have the, bed system here to, tailgate table or whatever, but this thing gets super dirty while I'm off-roading. So I cut all my veggies on that bad boy because it's easier to wash. Speaking of washing, let's look at some water. So I've just got the standard water container here, except I did a custom mod on it. Put a hand pump in there. There's a video covering how I did it. Super cheap, Amazon special. It's in my DIY section if you're looking for it on the YouTube page. But basically, you just hand pump water. Whenever this sucker runs dry, right behind that, I've got my Lifesaver jerry can. It's got a little nozzle under here that I can use to fill this sucker back up. I like the Lifesaver. Keep it stored in here. Let's take a closer look at it. So on this end, there's a little on and off thing. And then it's also got a hand pump right here. Holds, I think, 5 gallons of water. Serves me pretty well. One thing you should know if you get one of these, though, is that you can't let the filters run dry. So it's got a little maintenance. Once every 2 weeks or so at home, I'll take my old water out and I'll fill it with fresh water just to keep that filter wet the whole time. So you got some maintenance. That you should know getting into this. If you leave it dry, it will not work the next year. Ask me how I know. All right, and then to keep my food cold and satisfy my sticker obsession, I've got an ARB Elements fridge. This fridge is 4 years old and going strong. And I keep all my food in there. If you don't care about weight and you just want a fridge that'll run and run and run, hey, this ARB Elements fridge is probably a pretty good choice for you, because this sucker pretty much just lives in the back of my pickup truck year round and just keeps going. It doesn't stop. I almost wish it would stop so I could upgrade and get one of the newer fridges on the market, but it just won't die. And until it dies, I don't know if I can get a new fridge. It does weigh about, 70 some pounds. I'll put it down here on the screen. I'll look up the spec on it. So it's a little heavy. I want to get a lighter rig. That's why I want to upgrade. And Bluetooth and all that cool stuff. But the suckers kept me in food for, I don't even know how many months on the road and how many years living in the back of my truck. Now, if you're wondering why you're staring at my ladder, well, that is because this is where I keep my camp kitchen setup. So this is the, so this is the Kelty Give you a closer view of that. So this is the Kelty Camp Galley Deluxe Kitchen Organizer. This thing is pretty awesome. It's got a zipper that has never died after 4 years of using it. And what I do is I just strap it up here and clip it onto my tent ladder. That will hold it in place. So in here, pocket one, I keep all of my silverware. I have some plastic silverware if I feel like eating out of my cookware, and I got metal silverware that I use when I want to feel fancy. And then in here, I have a potato peeler, a cheap Walmart camp knife, a second cheap Walmart knife. I don't even know if they still make these or still have them at Walmart. It's made by Barberware. Okay. I mean, they're pretty legit. This is my bagel knife, by the way. The biggest reason I got these knives is because they come with these nice protectors. When it's dark and I'm digging around in there, I don't want an open knife meeting me. Next up, we have some portable chopsticks. Sometimes eating with chopsticks is just easier than American cutlery. Load that back up. Oh, I should mention, so this cutlery here, this is made by GSI. It is legit. And I use these knives for cutting steak, for spreading butter, everything. Man, they just work like a champ. Then, hiding down in here, I have my spices. 99.9% of the time, I'm using Montreal steak seasoning for pretty much everything. I do also have some containers or some other like fancy off-the-wall spices. And I'm a super big pepper fan, so I use this for ground pepper. This little guy here is a peppermill. Cover for the bottom, and then you just turn it. And bam, you got fresh ground pepper. You can't beat that. All this stuff we're going to be looking at is coming out of my kitchen organizer. So, I'm a big fan of nesting. I've got my big giant skillet. In between the two skillets, I keep this little washcloth just to keep them from rubbing. It's a fancy washcloth though. It's made by GSI. I use it exclusively just for keeping these things from rubbing, but you could use it to wash your dishes and stuff like that. That's what it's for. So, big giant skillet, also made by GSI. You will sense a theme here. GSI makes pretty good campware. Inside of that, I've got my little skillet. Sometimes I make 2-pot meals. This is it. Inside of that, I've got this guy. I don't know if I already said it, but I don't just camp a couple weekends out of the year. I'm living on the road for months at a time. So I spend more money than I would probably recommend to anybody that's just doing this a couple weekends out of the year. All right. So now we're getting into my next item, which was on my Christmas list, which is a Sea to Summit package. So this guy is pretty darn cool. So in this thing, again, nesting, I needed to downsize. I have a little cup. Haha. drinks, anyone? I also have a bowl. And inside, or holding everything, I have my cook pot. So this will serve one, does a pretty good job with 2 people. If you're looking for pasta for 3, this might be a little small. Might have to go with something bigger. But I like it because I can fit all of this stuff super easily. Oh, and I should mention, this lid here comes with a strainer. And these guys do a great job of holding the lid on while you're straining your pasta. Aha. But I got this because I can toss this right into here. Throw this down. And everything nests in something the size of my large pan. Haha, pretty darn cool. Huge space saver. Next up, metal plates. I don't know why I brought 3 of them with me. Usually I have 3 because there's one for me, one for my wife, and one for my daughter. Apparently I brought extra weight on this trip. I use metal plates because, especially when I'm camping in the mountains or if it's cold at night, they don't dry. Even though you're drying them off, with your hand towel, they just don't dry. So I can take these, I can put them right over there on that stove and heat it up and burn off the, light coat of water that's left. All right. Now, next up, got a set of tongs from Walmart. I've got a spatula from Walmart. You guessed it. And I've got a set of camp scissors. Primarily, I use this to cut bacon. Because if I don't have to cut meat on this thing, I'm not going to. Because that's a pain in the butt to wash. I also have this nice long silicone spoon. Every once in a blue moon, I will have a, one of those camping, add water meals. This is what I use to eat out of it because it's nice and long. And whenever I need to measure how much water I'm putting in there, I've got a silicone, unbreakable measuring cup. Pretty dang cool. And I bought this at, you guessed it, Walmart. All right. Next up, I've got these containers. So I don't like carrying glass because glass tends to break. This is my olive oil container. So I keep my olive oil in here. It has this super nice top here. You just unscrew the top. It opens up. It'll pour spout. When you're done, seal it up, and that sucker doesn't let anything out. Amazing. I love these things. I'll throw a link up there. Then I got a second container that I use for soy sauce. Works exactly the same. Oh, I can't believe I forgot my favorite stuff. Hold on, I'll be back. Well, why don't you come with me? So, first thing in the morning, I don't want to dig out my camp kitchen and all that good stuff. in this Milwaukee pack out right here, I keep all of my stuff for making, you guessed it, coffee. Ooh, almost forgot to show that guy too. This was another Christmas gift. This was a splurge. These things are pricey, but I needed to save space. So this guy is a Sea Summit kettle. This sucker is pretty darn sweet. Now, I was originally a little worried if it would work on these big burners here, but it does just fine. Works without a hitch. These handles can get out of the way so you can take the lid off. They stay up here. You can hold your finger right down on that little knob there. That's also silicone. Pour away till your heart is content. And if it's windy, I've got this guy. It can go around and protect. If the wind's blowing from, whatever direction, I can just move it around. Clutch for getting your coffee water or whatever you're cooking to cook faster. I love this thing. I'll put an Amazon link in for it. It's where I picked it up. And last but not least, this is not the actual bag for it. I lost the bag a long time ago. But this guy right here, this is the magic maker. So I do pull that off. I make fancy coffee. It gives me something to do while the water is boiling. This is the handle for it right here. It used to have this fancy little knob, but I somehow lost that on this trip. Oh well. Fits right in here. And grinding you go. Should mention, then whenever you're done, you just take this and dump it in. It also has this little adjuster right here, so you can adjust how fine you want your grounds. I do coarse ground. Because I'm doing a pour over system. I don't have my coffee cup handy, but this is my new pour over system. It is also made by Sea Summit. Really expensive. This was an impulse buy. So I got this thing because it stores up super tiny. I can toss it right in here, and it's less things I have to make a trip for. Now, I want to say that thing cost me like 40 bucks. Total impulse buy. And I really love coffee. Previously, though, off Amazon, I'd been using these little guys here. So this is just a container for the... There, you can see them better like that. You know what? Let's take one out for you. So this is just the holder for this little paper filter here. This is a much more economical way to make your pour over coffee. I can take my Yeti mug. This guy sits right on top. Pour water over it, makes coffee. Now this little guy, it's got this cutout here. You put it over the top of the mug, and then you can take your filter, expand it out to a square, and put it right on there. And pour coffee till your heart is content. So that's it. We covered food. We covered coffee. We have reached the extent of my kitchen knowledge. I hope you like this. I hope it helps you out, gives you ideas. If you got anything that works better, hey, let me know. I'm always looking to improve my gear. If there's anything I glossed over, didn't cover in detail, you got questions about it, shoot me a comment. And if I can't answer it with a comment, I'll make you your very own video. So I hope this helps. Until next time, enjoy the ride.